Week 10 was a turning point for Butler Sports as some ended their regular seasons while others began. Welcome to the recap. I'm Kuestersteffen. Starting off with volleyball, the Lady Grizzlies finished regular play on a high note with 3 straight wins. They took on Barton on the road, winning the first, dropping the second, and cleaning up the last 2. Their last 2 games were at home, both of them 3-set sweeps, first against Garden City, then against Dodge. In the last game, Mackenzie Stuver led in kills with 10, and Bailey Harsh came up on top in digs with 12, contributing to 55 total for the team that match. This puts the Grizzlies at 13-19 overall, 6-10 for the conference. They are headed to Hutchinson for postseason play, their first game against Seward on the 9th. The Butler soccer team is also headed to the playoffs, defeating Neosho 2-1 in the Region 6 quarterfinal round. Butler was locked into the scoreless match through the first half against the Pathfinders, a team the Grizzlies had beaten 10-1 earlier in the season. In the second half, Butler got on the board in the 52nd minute with a goal by freshman Jacqueline Means. 2 minutes later, Means scored again on an assist by Paige Thompson. Neosho answered quickly, getting a goal less than a minute later by Eleni Para on an assist from Haley Kenzie. Neither team would score again, with Butler holding on defensively for the remaining 36 minutes. Butler outshot Neosho 17-4 in the game, with keeper Kelsey Langley making 1 save. This victory puts the Grizzlies into the Region 6 semifinals, where they will face 3rd-seeded Johnson County at 6:30 p.m. at Hummer Sports Park in Topeka. This will be Butler's 13th trip to the semifinals in program history. Earlier that same day, both the men and the women's basketball teams soared to their first wins of the season. The Butler women opened with a 65-47 home victory over Seminole State at the power plant Saturday afternoon. Butler never trailed in the contest and led by as many as 20 points in the second half. Sophomore Ashley Gibson led all scorers with a career-high 25 points, while sophomore Kennedy Johnson also scored a career-high 14 in the victory. Gibson and Johnson helped the Grizzlies build a 31-18 halftime lead on Seminole as the duo combined to score 22 of Butler's 31 points. Leading 13-11 with under 9 minutes to play in the opening half, Butler went on a 9-1 run to take its first double-digit lead of the contest. The Grizzlies' lead peaked at 20 when Gibson's three-pointer from the top of the key with 3:48 remaining put Butler up 58-38. A balanced offensive attack helped the Butler men in a 104-63 home opening win over Tabor College JV at the power plant directly following the women's game. 5 players scored in double figures for the Grizzlies, who improved to 8-0 in season openers under head coach Mike Bargan. A key 30-5 first-half run over an 8-minute stretch broke the game open for the Grizzlies. House opened the run with 2 3-pointers. Stewart scored 9 of his 16 points during the run, including hitting a pair of trays. A Stewart 3-pointer with 7:28 left before the break gave Butler its biggest lead of the half at 41-13. Butler continued its hot shooting in the second half, hitting 7 of 9 from beyond the arc as a team. The Grizzlies quickly increased the margin to 35 with an 8-0 run to start the second half. Joyner and Stewart hit back-to-back 3-pointers to put Butler up 59-24. The Grizzlies added a 14-0 run later in the half, beginning with consecutive layups from Jacoby Harris and Damian Akau. Travis House connected on 2 3-pointers later in the run, with the latter giving the Grizzlies a 97-52 advantage. Butler hit the 100-mark point with 4:32 left to play on a 3-point play from Harris. Adrian Williams then followed up with a layup to give the Grizzlies a 102-56 lead, its largest of the contest. Next up for both teams is a road contest at Allen County on Monday at 6 for the ladies, with the men following directly at 8. The Butler football team took advantage of 2 defensive touchdowns, including one that changed the momentum of the game late in the third quarter to defeat Highland 41-10 at Kissinger Stadium on Saturday. An 87-yard fumble recovery and return by Kobe Fenawald set off a series of 4 touchdowns in a 6-minute span. Butler would get 2 touchdown receptions by McKinley Johnson, one from 15 yards out and another from 24 yards out, and a 45-yard interception return from Bakari Triggs to cap the scoring with 11:05 to play. That changed what was a 14-10 contest into a 41-10 decision. Neither team had scored in the first quarter, with Highland taking the lead on a 28-yard touchdown pass from Danton Constantino to Jaquan Stone to make it 7-0. Butler would answer with a touchdown drive that was capped on a 5-yard pass from DeMarcus Smith to Michael Gallup. The extra point kick was missed and Butler trailed 7-6. The Grizzlies would take the lead in the second quarter when Smith was flushed from the pocket and threw a deep pass to Gallup that he caught for an 82-yard pass. Butler completed a pass from Smith to Lee for the 2-point conversion to give Butler a 14-7 lead. In the third quarter, Highland scored first, getting a field goal to get within 14-10. Later in the period, Highland was inside the Butler 20-yard line before DeAndre Mathis was hit and fumbled, setting the stage for Fenewald's touchdown and the eventual Butler victory. DeMarcus Smith completed 29 of 43 passes for 381 and 4 touchdowns. He is the first Butler quarterback to have thrown for 4 or more touchdowns in 5 different games. Butler is now 7-3 overall and finishes Jayhawk Conference play at 5-2 in third place. The Grizzlies will close the regular season with a home game next Saturday at 1 p.m. Until then, this has been your Butler Sports Recap. I'm Caleb Kuestersteffen.